Thanks, Kevin. David Flowers from David Flowers Therapy joining us this morning. This week we're talking about creating safety in your relationships, and as always you're here to fill us in on some helpful ways to do that. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Good. Let's talk about relationships. Not only is summer hot, but we hope your relationship is too, right?
Of course.
So let's start with this. Why is honesty, transparency so important in a relationship? I know it sounds basic, but what's your take on it?
Well, let's look at the difference first between honesty and transparency, right? Honesty is just being forthcoming. If your partner asks you a question, did you do such and such, or did you get a message from so-and-so? Yeah, right? If you did, then okay. Transparency is proactive. It's going to your partner saying, you know what, this might be a concern for you. Got this message, or somebody sent me this email, or somebody grabbed me at the downtown today, or whatever, right? And
well, hopefully, I get what you're saying. Let's pause right there, though. Yeah. So, I feel like it's most people's inclination not to be proactive like that.
Oh, I would say.
But why is it beneficial in the long run?
Well, because the problem is that when somebody does find out something and they go to their partner and they say, hey, did you run into so-and-so downtown yesterday? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, why didn't you tell me that? You didn't ask.
Right.
And it's like
they think you're trying to cover something.
Right, exactly. And it puts the responsibility on the other person rather than taking the responsibility for yourself. Right? And
oftentimes, do you find in the line of work you do, if you go ahead and lay all the cards on the table, it's just easier that way?
Oh, 99%, right? A lot of times people will get a text or something from somebody and they'll think, oh, there's nothing going on, but it might be a little bit of a concern, so I'll delete it, right? And then the partner somehow finds out and says, what's going on with that thing? And they go, oh, it was nothing. Well, show me.
Well, keep each other in the loop.
I deleted the evidence, right?
So keep each other in the loop. That sounds like that lesson. I talk about attentiveness and non-reactive listening.
Okay, so listening is the core of pretty much like all close relationships. And honestly, most of us aren't really very good at it. Most of us don't learn. If you grow up in a home where your parents do that well with each other, they go back in a room and have that conversation alone. If they don't do it well, then they're kind of having it out in front of you. So most of us don't have proactive role models for it. So it doesn't come naturally for most people. And it's just doesn't come naturally, but it's a critical piece of making sure that your partner feels heard, regarded, validated, and not like we think they're, not informed or ignorant or, something negative.
Sure. Active listening, not just listening to react.
Absolutely.
And then what does never leave your partner hanging mean?
Okay, so this one is interesting. Never leave your partner hanging. I noticed that a lot of times when couples will get in arguments with each other, somebody will get really upset and maybe they'll decide, I'm gonna go for a drive, right? So they'll grab the keys and they'll walk off, and their partner's like, where are you going? For a drive. Okay, when will you be back? I don't know.
So it's unresolved.
It's unresolved, and it causes anxiety. Anytime you're leaving your partner hanging about something, it's a person who cares about you. They're gonna have anxiety, right? So making a practice, even when you're upset, of making sure that your partner has some idea of what's going on and what's happening.
Sure. Well, and I know that may not be the intention, but to some that may come off as a little manipulative in some ways.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Where can folks find you if they have any questions?
Information should be right on the screen, and that should do it.
All right. Thanks as always, David, for enlightening us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.